And I'm Ashley.
Welcome to the training of our upcoming Michaels Show and Tell events. We appreciate your time and commitment to making this program a success. We are going to cover a number of important reminders, tips, and expectations for these demos. Please pay attention and make some notes.
By now you should have received your event manual. Please print off your manual to follow along with our training session.
As well, you should have received our fact sheet of frequently asked questions. This is an overview of questions that may arise during your event. Please read this in advance to be prepared. If you have any questions that are not addressed, please reach out to your talent specialist and we'll get those addressed right away.
For starters, what is a Michaels Brand Ambassador?
This person will be knowledgeable about arts and crafts and assertive in sales. They are energetic, engaging, articulate, and creative with previous experience in demonstrating and promoting products.
Each week there will be a different event objective with various products and crafts to promote. These are simple enough crafts that we expect you to execute the project while maintaining your focus on the customer and most importantly the sales.
On event day, please arrive at 12:30 p.m. to set up your demo table. The actual event will execute from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. and then you have 30 minutes to clean up.
Being that these events are only 2 hours long, we ask that you not leave your demo table for any reason unless it's an emergency. If a customer is looking for a particular item, kindly tell them that you are not a Michaels employee and that your focus is on today's show and tell event, but you would be happy to point them in the right direction.
Get to know your Michaels store manager, sales associates, and cashiers. It is so helpful to be able to call on them for assistance during your event.
Most Michaels associates wear headsets to assist one another in the store. If you're comfortable with wearing a headset during your event, to further assist your customer, we encourage that you check in with the store manager for one of those headsets.
You are the brand ambassador for the show and tell event, but we are also guests of Michaels stores. Please be mindful of the store employees, their policies, procedures, and please thank them for any and all the help that they provide.
Okay, let's talk about what you need to get started for event day.
As noted in your event manual, please wear standard demo attire, black pants or skirt, white collared shirt or blouse, and no open-toed shoes.
We are currently working with Michaels to get aprons for these events. If you have a solid black apron from another demo, please feel free to wear that. What else should they bring on event day?
Please bring your brand ambassador button. If you haven't received that in the mail yet, please keep an eye out for it. Also bring your debit card, your event manual, and a pen to complete your paperwork.
Ideally that pen works.
Otherwise, you can purchase one at Michaels, and that could be your small purchase to check in.
Exactly. Your debit card is loaded with 99 cents, so upon your arrival, grab an inexpensive item to purchase. That tells our transaction system that you've arrived at the store on time and you're on site ready to conduct your demo.
However, make sure you have called into the event certification line prior to your event. This will activate your debit card in order to successfully complete your purchase.
Before you set everything up, I would suggest walking through the store to get a better feel of the overall layout. It's helpful to know where the classroom is located, the restrooms, and the framing department.
You will especially want to know what aisle the products for today's demo are located. Make a note of that aisle and the featured product's price point on your event manual.
Double check that they are indeed in the right place by referencing the 6-digit SKU number that's listed on the first page of your manual. This is different than that 12-digit UPC number, so make sure that you check with the product tags on the shelf.
If you have any trouble locating products, please check with your store manager or another Michaels associate for assistance.
Now that you've swiped in and taken that quick look around your store, you're ready to demo. Find that store manager to check in and confirm that where today's event is going to be located.
Almost all of Michaels show and tell events will be located at the front of the store. It will vary by store, but some locations have actual demo carts and other locations will have an oblong rectangular table.
Once you've identified your demo table, start gathering all your demo supplies and products.
The manual says there's event kit supplies. What's that and where can I find it?
Every Michaels store receives an event kit 2 to 3 weeks prior to your demo date. They will sort through the box of materials and organize it by event. This is what the box looks like. It's identified by the green and white packaging tape. Therefore, you should have all the kit and materials available to conduct your event, and the store manager can help you locate those items either in the back room or classroom.
That's right. There's also the list of classroom supplies which you'll need. Please work with the store to obtain those items listed. If the classroom doesn't have an item you need, tell the store manager that you need this particular item to conduct your demo, and they'll take it off the shelf and classify it as store use.
Store use materials are strictly used by the store. They are deducted from inventory and no longer available for the customer to purchase.
So sounds like you will be able to find your materials in the following 3 ways: your event kit, the store's classroom, or pulling an item for store use.
Also check your event kit for the signage to be displayed on your table. Here are a couple examples of the show and tell signage.
In the framing department, they have easels that you can borrow or pull off the shelf to display the signage. Just make sure you put it back when you finished.
Last but not least, you'll need a couple more items for your table. First, you're going to find the event monthly class schedule, as well as the Kids Club book and the Creative Classes book to display on your table. The store should have a display up front of all these classes and books advertised.
If you're having trouble locating the schedule and books, check with your store manager. It's important to have these items on your table in order to promote Michael's classes.
And in order to achieve your Michael's class sales goal.
Exactly. Not only do we have event sales goals for the products we're promoting, but we're also having class sales goals.
Customers have the ability to sign up for classes at the store, but then it can also go online and sign up for any classes that are available.
Please do your best to educate the customers about Michael's classes and especially educate them about the featured products we're promoting on event day.
For more information on any featured products, we highly recommend you check out the product's website or YouTube videos on the product's capabilities and many uses.
You can also encourage the customer to check out the products online.
And setting up your table, if there is a lull during your event, read the product packages for the specifics.
Get creative. Think of real ways you would use this product. Share with the customers that you personally would use this product at home for a variety of uses.
You literally have 30 to 60 seconds to engage the customer. Think of it as your 60-second elevator speech. Greet, show, and sell.
Come up with that one tagline, that quick hook to entice them to know more.
Memorize the product's most beneficial features and use those as your selling points.
As you're demonstrating the actual craft, ask the customer questions.
Like, do you like to scrapbook? Or did you know Michael's has scrapbooking classes? Have you ever tried something like this or anything similar? What are your experiences with it?
In your manual, we will list all the featured products, benefits, and features. It is imperative that you read up on these items in advance, but you can keep your manual on hand as a quick reference.
Make sure you have extra product on your table for display. Once you've pitched the product and sold the customer on how beneficial it is, we want to make it easy so they can simply take it off your table and continue shopping.
Some demo events will also include a customer giveaway, but that will vary by event.
In addition, it's very important to keep track of the number of impressions made during your event.
Yes, outlined on the last page of your manual is a worksheet to keep a tally of those impressions. Please count and track the number of customers that simply walk into Michael's stores during the event. Keep track of the number of customers that approach your demo table to hear about today's show and tell event. And keep track of the number of customers you speak to about Michael's classes.
As well, keep track of the product sales you've achieved. In some cases, it might be difficult to tell if that customer purchased the item after they've left your demo table. Please use your best judgment.
That's why it helps to have product available on the demo table. You can get a better idea if that item went directly in their shopping cart.
Also make note of any customer comments. Positive comments or constructive comments are always welcome.
Your event reporting is key, and it will only help us gauge the success of your event, or if there's anything we need to modify to continue developing and growing this program for success.
Once your event is ready to wrap up, start gathering all your materials to return to the respective places.
Gather all the kitted supplies and the classroom supplies to go back to the classroom.
If you've pulled anything off the shelf for store use, that goes back to the classroom as well.
Return all the unsold product back to the sales floor. Put the class schedule and books back in the display or where you found them.
If your event included paintbrushes or any other materials that might have gotten messy, take the time to clean them off with the supplies in the classroom. There should be a sink.
Clean up your demo table if things got messy. The store will have a bottle of cleaner to wipe the area down.
Discard any trash or excess debris or clippings.
Discard your completed project or return it to the classroom for future reference.
Do not take that craft home with you.
Or the leftover materials.
Find your store manager, kindly say goodbye, and thank you.
They will likely want to know how your event went.
As well, they might ask how many customer impressions you encountered. Then you should be able to head home and report your event using your MarketLink reporting form.
Please complete the step before midnight Central Time on the day of your event.
That should cover all of our event steps and our expectations.
Thank you for taking the time to listen.
We look forward to working with you and hopefully meeting you soon.
Yes, we will do our best to get out there and actually audit almost every store.
It's just another way we can ensure our Michael's Show and Tell events are a success. So thank you again. Hi, I'm Ashley, and today we're going to talk about the Michael's Show and Tell event on Copic Markers happening on September 14th. As you refer to your manual, we'll quickly jump over the event objectives as well as your event sales goals and your kit supplies you need for this demo. Starting with the event objectives, we are going to show how easy it is to use Copic markers using stamped images. For your event sales goals, we've got a couple different items we are trying to sell. 4 of the Copic mini paper packs, 2 Hero Art Daisy rubber stamps, and any 3 of the Copic markers. As you can see, we've left SKU numbers on the right side of your manual to make sure that you have the right items on your table. We also have another sales goal, which is the class sales goal, and we need to sell the stamped card tricks class, as you will see in your Michaels store schedule. The last thing we'll review before we start the craft is the event kit supplies. In your event kit supplies, you will have 3 Copic markers, a green, orange, and yellow, a hydrangea stamp, and pre-stamped images that have come in on cardstock. The other items that are going to come out of the classroom are a stamp pad, extra scrap paper, and some scissors. Now we will go into the actual craft, and we'll start with those event instructions. Okay, so now on page 2, we'll go over the event setup. On the left side of number 2, on page 2, you can see the items that we are going to have displayed on our table, as well as the items we are going to try and sell. You can see the Copic markers 6-piece pack that will be displayed on your table, as well as the mini paper packs, the rubber stamps, and the Kids Club, the arts booklet, and the store schedule that will all be displayed on your table. Now, jumping directly into the instructions for this demo, I'll quickly run through how to promote and sell these items. So, starting with the pre-stamped sheets that Michaels has provided you, we are simply going to cut these little guys in 4 so the customer can come up and try the craft themselves, and this is the takeaway for their event. And I'll do this as, now that we're set up and customers are starting to come in, I'll still address the customers, and I'll do this as a lull's coming through or as customers are wanting to do the craft, but while I'm still engaging. The other thing I'd like to point out, not only do we have the cardstock ready for us, but we also have the stamps in front of us so we can have some extra materials available for the customer to see the real live event of stamping an item and then filling in with the Copic markers. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp. I'm going to start with my pumpkin that I pulled out of the classroom as well, so customers can see how diverse our stamps are and what they can use their Copic markers to fill in. So I'm going to go ahead and have that ready. Just in case a customer does come up, I want to make sure that that's dry and they are ready to color in. So now that we've got our images ready to color, we will start with the green. And as you see, we've actually got 2 different tips on the Copic markers. One is a real thin tip and one is a thick tip. This is a great selling point for us to point out, as we can get a lot done with a thicker point, but then getting those fine tip corners or lines with the thinner point. So knowing that we have our cardstock with real thin items on our cardstock, I'm going to start with the thin side of my green marker, and I'm just going to color in the stem of our flower. And as you go over the items on your table, you'll see that the product and the quality is really there with the Copic markers, and how easily they are to color in and blend, and we'll go over the blending here in a second, but how well that color comes together and lays on the table. It really does look more like a paint, but it is coming out of a pen. So that's what we want to promote. Starting with the orange now, I will jump into doing some actual petals so I can show you guys the blending technique that they use with the Copic markers. So I'm going to start with just a little bit of the petals we've got here on my daisies, and I'm just coloring in a little bit of the petals so you guys can see how it blends. And this is what I suggest you have going on your table, I would suggest, just showing them the diversity and have an example on your table so they can have an idea of where to start and what it looks like, what it could look like versus what they want to do with their Copic markers. But as you see, as I'm going over the orange, it really does blend in well together. The colors don't smear together, but they are blending well. And now I've got a little example to leave on my table so customers have something to refer to. I flipped to page 3 and we'll go over a couple selling points I want to go over while we're promoting the Copic markers, as well as ways to greet your customers. So an easy way to talk about your Copic markers as people are coming, we say, "Hi, welcome to Michael's. Have you tried the Copic refillable brush markers?" And using selling points, the product features, the product benefits are a great way to engage with your customers to make sure that they really understand the full features of the product. So show them that they've got 2 different tips, show them that they're perfect on blending, now that you've got an example on your table. And then show them, as you get a little further along, you can show them your stamped item and how well it does on an actual stamped item versus having a pre-printed card. And then you can also talk about the product features, how fun they are to work with, the fact that they are refillable. They come in a number of color combinations, which makes it wonderful to blend, so you have multiple different colors. They are low order, and they are safe to use indoors, non-toxic. And then I would go over the product benefits. So you can see that they are permanent and they are alcohol-based dye markers, but they are great to use on anything besides paper. It's wood, metal, rhinestones. They'll cover just about anything. So you can think of these more of a paint pen versus just like of a marker. It does come out real smooth with the dense fibers. You can see how it creates this wonderful line of more of a paint feel versus a marker. So these are the items that I'll refer back to as I'm talking to my customers to make sure that they understand all of the benefits of the Copic markers. Moving on to page 4, this is where we had talked about keeping track of your impressions as well as your sales goals. We ask that you keep track of your show and tell impressions as well as your store impressions, your class interest, and then how many items you think you sold. This is also where we would like you to keep track of your customer comments and your comments as well. Any type of feedback, positive, negative, we want to hear those items, so please make sure you write that down to include in your reporting. After the event is over, we'll return those items that came in our kit back to the classroom for further use, and then everything else we will discard or go back to the classroom for future use. Thanks so much and good luck at your event on September 14th.
Hi, my name is Andrea, and today I'll be covering the training for Michael's Show and Tell Building Backgrounds, scheduled for Sunday, September 15th. Today's event objective is to show customers how easy it is to use Silks Acrylic Glaze and Inka Gold for art journaling. Today's event sales goals is to sell 10 jars of Silks Acrylic Glaze and 6 jars of Inka Gold. Please reference the SKU numbers on your event manual. The class sales goals are 2 students to register for Tinker Time. Check your Michael's store schedule or michaels.com for further details on that specific class. Once you've arrived at your store and you've checked in, it's time to gather all of your event supplies. When you get to the store, make sure you find your kit to grab all your kitted event supplies, which will be the 3 bottles of Silks Acrylic Glaze, Sky Blue, Snapdragon, and Jasmine, as well as the Inka Gold Metallic Rub in silver and in lava red. You'll grab your classroom supplies as far as the store use 6 sheets of simple pattern scrapbook paper, and store use in the event they don't have any scrapbook paper in the classroom. You'll grab your paint brushes, both fine and broad, some cardboard pieces from the repack boxes, paper towels, as well as some product cleaner, a cup of water, scissors, and then optional to enhance your project would be some stamps with an ink pad and a white gel pen or white paint pen. As an example, for when a customer comes into the store, you could say, "Hi, welcome to Michael's. Today we're doing a show and tell event on building backgrounds. Art journaling is all the rage. Let me show you how easy it is to use." You can grab a piece of your simple pattern scrapbook paper. I'll start with the clocks. You could use the whole sheet, or to preserve, you could just cut off a piece of it. Grab one of your brushes, whatever you prefer, the fine or the broad, and just start painting and showing them how easy it is to use these particular paints. They're semi-gloss, not too shiny but not too flat, just right. And you could try some of the different colors. And show them how pretty it looks, that they dry easy, that there's a variety of colors available. Make sure you have your additional product on the table for them to easily grab and put in their shopping cart. Try to grab a variety of the other colors. So you can see the distinct and great depth. You can blend the colors. You kind of, the purple and the pink and the blue blend nicely together. Some nice warm hues. Don't forget to reference your product features and your product benefits on page 3. As well, the manual suggests that you could use the Inka Gold metallic rub also on this project or with this item. You could create a border, or just add more texture, more layers. You can slightly go over the whole image to give it a layered look, a different look, more shine. As well, with the Inka Gold metallic rub, you could slightly wet your brush and allow it to blend, and it really shimmers. Actually quite beautiful, like so. Further demonstrating the Inka Gold metallic rub, I'm going to take a piece of cardboard. Any shape you want to cut is fine. I've gone ahead and already cut a heart shaped. As well, you could create more texture and take off a layer, the top layer, exposing the corrugate. Start by brushing on the Inka Gold metallic rub. I'm going to go ahead and wipe off my brush. This is a really versatile product. It's non-toxic, it's water-based, but water and weather resistant. It can be used on a number of different products and materials. Remember, think of those key features to tell the customer, since you may only have 30 to 60 seconds to quickly tell them about how neat this particular item is. Think of personal testimonies of ways that you would use this product at home. Be creative, think outside of the box. Inka Gold metallic rub also has an excellent YouTube video that I recommend watching. It shows how you can use the product on metal surfaces, terracotta, wood, paper mache, cardboard. Now I've grabbed the lava red and I'm painting the lava red on. You can see how bright and bold, but also how it has that metallic finish. And you can blend the two together to create kind of a pink look. You can add more silver if you want it to blend a little more. Go ahead and wipe off my brush. I want to show that you can create more of a pink. There we go. Or I could grab a different brush and create more red. Like so. As well, you can use a piece of paper towel to buff and create more of a shine. This works really well on some of the metallic surfaces. I haven't tried it yet, but I do plan on refurbishing some of my old flower pots with Inka Gold. Give them a new life, and it comes in a multitude of colors. See? So now I can take my scrapbook paper that I've revived and given some vibrant colors, and I can put a layer of my Inka Gold cardboard heart, which I could apply to some scrapbooking materials or my art journal or my daily planner. There's just a number of neat uses. If you check out page 4 of your event manual, we go into details on art journaling. It's the new rage, and you can art journal for just about anything. Your daily thoughts, travel journal, exercise, menus, goals, to-dos. It's just the possibilities are endless. And the number of ways you can utilize this product are endless. After you've showed your customer how to use a particular item, don't forget to make sure and track that impression. We'd like you to keep track of all of the customers that walk into Michael's during your event, as well as the number of show and tell impressions and those that have shown interest in the Michael's classes. Be sure to distribute the Michael's Creative Classes books and ask them if they'd like to take a copy of the Michael's monthly schedule so they can come back into the store and see what other opportunities are out there and what other projects they can learn about. When you're done with your event, make sure to clean up all your supplies, wash your paintbrushes thoroughly, put them back in the classroom where you found them, put all of the kitted products back in the classroom, return your easel card frame if you've used one of the easels in the framing department, return that. And make sure to say thank you to your store manager and any other Michael's sales associates that have helped you out today. Hopefully I've answered all of your questions and thoughts, but if not, please reach out and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you for your participation.